There's something seriously off about The Rock.
One of the
I actually
first
don't know
things
what they're
that
going to be
pop
talking
into
about
your
here.
head would probably be his physique. There's no two ways about it. The guy's built like an absolute monster, and he has been for what feels like forever. He's in
Oh, I seen this thing about The Rock in In-N-Out. I don't know if he's going to address it here. I'm gonna let him cook. But he, like, has this thing where, like, every couple of years he'll say, like, oh, I'm trying In-N-Out for the first time. But, like, it's not his first time doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's not even, like, an ad or anything. He'll just be like, oh, yeah, haven't been to a drive-thru before. Like, gonna be going through the drive-thru and getting In-N-Out for the first time. Like, it's, like, super, like, bro, what? Like,
that special class of celebrities.
He does that, like,
they're the
every
ones
couple of years,
protecting
bro.
their
He just
body
did it
parts.
recently,
And as the years go
like,
by,
a year
he
ago.
only seems to be getting bigger. To the trained eye, this is very suspect, but to the layman, it may not ring any alarm bells. After all, it's well known The Rock is extremely dedicated to bodybuilding. One look at his social media accounts would tell you that, as they're full of videos of him working out, and his diet and exercise regime are often the topic of discussion in his interviews. So to many, his physique may just seem like the product of hard work, but when you take a closer look, that becomes very difficult to believe. This is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson at 15 years old. Even at this age, you can see he was a pretty big guy, and he clearly had some of the hallmarks of great bodybuilding genetics, such as wide clavicles and a narrow waist.
Facts.
Fast forward to 1995, and
Crazy
we can see Dwayne
build.
playing football for the Stampeders.
Yeah, I was about to
in
say,
the
yeah, he was
Canadian
playing football
League.
back then.
At this point, he'd already filled out, and it was
Shut up,
clear
little
he was
nigga, before I
genetically
fuck
gifted,
you,
fuck?
not only in his
smoky
ability to
cotton
put on
picking
size,
ass
but
bitch
also his
black boy, no
athleticism.
bitch getting
This
as
was
nigga BTWIFW the streaming, you a great streamer, keep up the good work, we appreciate you, gang.
What? Whoa. Why did you just do all... We're not finna just skip past all that. You fuck your monkey black... Wait. Black boy, no bitch getting... And then says what... Wait, are y'all niggas sped? Is that why y'all just be jumping from shit like that?
Perhaps no surprise, as The Rock's dad was also a genetic outlier. Unfortunately, The Rock's dreams of making it to the NFL didn't pan out.
Then cover it
So
up. That's
instead,
what
he
I'm
pivoted
saying.
into professional wrestling,
Alright,
following in the footsteps of his father, who was a
watch
pro
the link after
wrestler
this.
for 27 years. We have a lot more photos of his physique from this era, and we can see it was really solid. He was very muscular and imposing,
Cotton
although he
picker
was
nigga
carrying
fucks you, hate you from all the world, your grandpa was my slave back then, you Martin Luther King Jr. ass nigga, keep the hard work bro, I love you JJ.
Like, what kind of it's not even a backhand compliment. At this point, it's like a front hand. Like, you just straight up, like, boom, and then, like, you, like, hug afterwards or some shit. Like, what is wrong with y'all niggas?
in quite a bit of body
Wait, is this
fat.
whole video about his
Over the years he
physique?
spent in the WWE, he managed to
Oh,
lean
wait,
out
never
quite
mind.
a lot. By
It's
the
not,
time
it's
the
not,
2000s rolled around, he had a far more
He's just
defined
going
and
through-
aesthetic body.
okay, never
You
mind.
could argue he was already on the
I
special
think
forces
I
at
see
this
where
point,
he's going.
given how common it was for athletes to take drugs back then, especially in sports like wrestling.
Oh,
His
yeah, all of them were on
transformation looks like
steroids,
it could have been
bro.
achieved naturally. As well as getting himself into better shape.
Literally
The
all
Rock
them
had
dudes,
become
bro.
one of the
Chat,
big-
y'all know, bro. Y'all seen Triple H, bro? Triple H, right? Peak, bro. Dude was huge, right? Like, bro. Where's a good picture? Oh yeah, something like this, like fucking massive. Then this nigga like, bro. Then he got off them drugs, bro. He was off that shit. Oh, that's Test. I was about to say, who the fuck is that? He got off them drugs, bro. He was off that bit. What the fuck? I feel like a couple of y'all niggas built like this.
biggest stars in the WWE, with his effortless charisma and
Disadvantages of
seemingly
being
endless
attractive.
catchphrases,
Hey,
making
yo.
him well known even to non-wrestling fans.
Alright, let me lock in, let me
His
lock in.
marketability was through the roof, and
Yeah.
Hollywood took notice. In 2001, The Rock landed his first movie role in The Mummy Returns, playing the Scorpion
what the
King.
fuck?
And the following year, a spin-off movie was released based on his character. This set the stage for a potential acting career, but Dwayne was still contracted to the WWE for 2 more years. He rode these last 2 years out, after which he made the decision to retire from wrestling to pursue acting more seriously. He'd been a pro wrestler for 7+ years at this point, and he wanted to move on while he was still on top. And he had his sights set on becoming just as, if not
I think he should have did, like, me personally, I think The Rock could have got, like, maybe 2 more years, bro. Because then, like, him being around and, like, for the early 2000s, like, really setting that foundation in there, especially while Stone Cold was, like, exiting and then The Rock's still there too to like be with other people, I think that would have been really, really good. Because we could have seen some real magic happening back then too. There was a lot of crazy stuff happening back then.
More
I ain't gonna lie.
in acting.
I think he left a little
At
too
first,
early, just
The
a
Rock started
little
more
bit.
action adventure movies like Welcome to the Jungle and Walking Tall.
I don't think
But
I've ever
from
seen any of them movies
2005,
before,
he
bro.
shifted gears and started taking
What the? Wait, that's the right.
roles in drama and comedy movies. With the change in genre came a different set of standards, and we began to see a drastic change in his physique. Being an intimidating mass monster isn't suited to dramas or comedies in the same way it is to action movies, so Dwayne significantly downsized. This was most noticeable around 2007, when he starred in The Game Plan, sporting a much less bulky build.
He wasn't that big in the game plan, you're right.
This didn't
But he wasn't that big at all back then anyways, though.
last long
He
though,
wasn't that
as
big.
within a few years,
Oh,
he
yeah.
returned to making action movies and put back on a lot of size.
How you just be doing that? Oh, that's whenever they start steroiding up, though. A lot of these actors and shit be using steroids, chat. I don't know if y'all ever peeped that and shit like that, but a lot of these actors be using steroids.
By
bro.
2011, when he
Lot
landed his
of
role as Hobbs in Fast and Furious
I was just about to
5,
say, Fast and Furious, he is
he
yo.
looked bigger than ever before.
Yeah.
At that point, you'd have had every right to suspect him of taking steroids,
Yeah.
as not only was he the biggest he'd ever been, but also the leanest and most vascular. With this
Facts.
being his first movie role in an iconic and established franchise, The Rock wanted to dial in his physique as much as possible, and this was the result. He always pushes the envelope whenever
wonder if
he
they're gonna
scores a
bring
big
it up.
role. And following Fast and Furious 5, the next movie he sized up for was 2013's Pain and Gain. For this film, The Rock looked absurdly big.
Oh, that was the
and
one
any
in the
doubt
jail,
about
right?
his
Yeah, yeah.
PED use should have gone out the window. It's crazy looking at the size difference between him then
Whoa.
and when he was trying his hand at drama and comedy movies. Even if you compare to his wrestling physique, you can see just how much extra size he put on, and this was at the age of 41 years old.
Okay, to be fair, Rock here, age doesn't really matter. He's wrestling, constant cardio, you know what I'm saying? You got to be running around, and you got to be able to do, like, you know, suplexes off the top rope, and you can't really do no front flips and stuff whenever you're this big. So I kind of understand why he had to stay, you know what I'm saying, a little slim here. And then this is the comedy one, and then this is him in action movies. Okay.
Despite this, the following year, The Rock did an interview with Fortune where he denied taking steroids.
Of course,
He
why
claimed
would
not
he
to have touched them since
Why would he say, yeah, definitely roided up right now? Why would he say that?
he was 18 when he tried them before college, going on to say, sure, you get a lot of people out there who will suspect and say shit. They want to negate the hard work you put in. I don't think anyone can dispute that The Rock puts in the work for his physique. Even on steroids, there's still no way he'd get to that size without nailing his training and nutrition for years. But despite what he would have you believe, thinking his physique is just the product of hard work would be naive, especially since it's only gotten better into his 50s. From 2014 onwards, The Rock took over Hollywood, starring in blockbusters such as San Andreas, Baywatch,
Bro, just...
Moana, Jumanji, and his own Fast and
Bro, he's not gonna bring it up, bro. He's not gonna bring it up, bro. I'm bringing it up, bro. This nigga ruined G.I. Joe, bro. This is when I knew something was up, bro. This is when I knew something was up, bro. G.I. Joe Retaliation, bro? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I'm thinking I'm finna see a movie where Channing Tatum and The Rock is finna team up, bro. I'm thinking they finna team up and, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna work against whatever the threat is at the time, right? Tell me why this nigga Channing Tatum dies like, oh, spoiler alert. This nigga dies like literally minutes into the movie, bro. Trash. Like, I'm like, bro, what is going on here, bro? And all of a sudden The Rock just take over. I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga that's trying to take over, bro? If anything, give it to my nigga Snake Eyes. You know what I mean? But, bro, they hold my nigga Channing in this shit, bro. That shit was crazy, bro.
Furious spin-off. During this time, he got even bigger, with him posting a physique update in
260 pounds is insane, bro. That's crazy.
2018 ahead of filming Hobbs and Shaw, weighing in at 260 pounds. The fact he was still taking his body to new extremes at that age was hard to believe, but he proceeded to take things even further. On November 14th, 2019, The Rock officially announced he would be playing Black Adam in a standalone DC movie. This was a huge move for Dwayne, who was hoping that Black Adam would resurrect the DC Extended Universe and kickstart a franchise like the original Iron Man did for the MCU. He set out to get in the best shape of his life and said he was working extremely hard dieting, training, and conditioning, unlike he has for any other role in his career. By December 2020, he was 17 pounds heavier than he was for Hobbs and Shaw in 2018, with little to no fat gain.
277 pounds?
Putting on this much lean tissue in 2 years as an advanced lifter is simply not possible naturally. And if you look at photos of him from the summer of 2021 when he wrapped up filming, he was truly the biggest and leanest he'd ever been despite being almost 50. Even though all the signs point to drug use, The Rock did an interview with Men's Health around this time where he claimed his primary goal is longevity.
Being fit for longevity is my priority.
This got brought up in a podcast between Joe Rogan and an online fitness educator.
There's not a chance in hell he's clean.
No.
Not a chance in
Yeah,
hell. As big as The Rock is.
I was about to say, I can believe, like, up until he was in his 40s, I could believe that. Because I've seen some 40-year-olds that are like, you know what I'm saying? And I know for a fact, 100% of they natural, right? But 50, bruh? This nigga, like, isn't he, like, 51 right now or some shit like that? The Rock age. Why is there a caps lock on? 51, yeah. Like, that's crazy, bruh. Him to being that big is crazy.
50?
Opposite of that one Chinese
He's
actress
so
who lost a lot of
massive,
weight.
and he's so different than he was when he was 30.
Being accused of using steroids on the biggest podcast in the world isn't great for one's public image, but The Rock's reputation took a much heavier hit later that year following the release of Black Adam.
Oh yeah, GG.
Black Adam received a very poor critical reception and suffered from the same problems a lot of The Rock's movies do. For one, it was really formulaic and predictable. You could probably guess what was going to happen within the first 10 minutes. But also, it felt like there weren't any real stakes for his character, at least none that could be taken seriously. This may or may not have been because of his contract. It's not commonly known, but The Rock has a no-lose clause in many of his action movie contracts that means he's never been...
Wait, what? Just land action heroes by pure luck. The server also has a no-lose con. Wait, what? This nigga can't lose contractually? Oh, nah, that's crazy, bruh. I ain't gonna lie, bro. The best superhero movies have like the superheroes losing at some point. I mean, like, yeah, of course, like, all action movies end up with the good guy winning at the end, blah, blah, blah. But, like, the fact that you can't lose at all is kind of crazy,
bested or beaten.
That's ego.
It ensures
That's crazy
he always
ego.
gives as good as he gets, which ultimately limits the scope of his characters. The best action movies typically show the protagonist reaching a low point in the middle or second act
that's what
of
I'm
the
saying.
movie
Yeah.
before overcoming the odds to make a triumphant return.
Yes.
But this doesn't really happen in The Rock's movies. Within weeks of Black Adam hitting theaters, reports started emerging that the film was set to make a huge loss. It was estimated it would lose Warner Brothers up to $100 million. This was shocking news, but just days later, Deadline published a report asserting that Black Adam would actually turn a profit. And later that same day, The Rock came out with a tweet in support of the article saying, "Waited to confirm with the financiers before I shared this excellent Black Adam news. Our film will profit between 52 and 72 million. Fact. At almost 400 million worldwide, we're building our new franchise step by step for the DC future."
Yo, why you skipped that part? First Captain America did 370 million. All right, buddy. Okay, hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. I like The Rock just as much as the next guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you trying to cook my dog Captain America, bro? Yo, bro, chill out, bro. Yo, chill, bro. Chill with that, bro. Don't come for my MCU, bro. We in a bad state right now. But don't come for us like that, bro.
Most media sources. After a few days went by, a news story came out accusing Dwayne and his team of faking the numbers they posted, as well as being the ones to leak them to Deadline. According to Matthew Bellany, an investigative journalist.
Okay, I don't know if he's gonna get into it here, but basically, oh fuck, I'm gonna let it go.
Former attorney.
I'm wait till he gets off the topic and see if he says anything
assumptions and were not to be believed. Someone made a post about this on Reddit that ended up getting a ton of engagement, and people weren't speaking very kindly about The Rock. You know, I would respect Dwayne more if he just admitted his failure and said, "I tried something, it didn't work out or make as much money as I hoped. But thanks to the fans that did go out to see it. Not everything you set out to do always works out."
I ain't gonna lie, if I was The Rock, bro, I'd take this whole this little quote right here. I'll take that whole quote, post it, and then act as if I didn't just get it from a Reddit comment section, bro. Me personally, that's what I'd do personally. But hey, bro, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Now it just looks like Dwayne has a fragile ego and can't
100%.
even own up to failure.
Bro, he doesn't even want to own up to him, like, roiding up, bro. Like, come on, bro. Chill.
I don't think this will dramatically impact his career going forward, but I lost any respect for him, honestly. Black Adam underperforming will hopefully be a wake-up call to him to change his formula and do something drastically different going forward.
No, it's not, bro, because people that watch The Rock movies, like, they know what they're getting themselves into, because he's the same character in every movie, just some big dude who makes a joke every now and then. And I forgot what year it was, bro. It was the year that this came out. Whatever year this was. Rampage, The Rock. Bro, yeah, this movie, 2018. Okay, hold on. Let me do a little The Rock movies 2018. Bro, Rampage, Skyscraper. Wait, what was Skyscraper? Skyscraper was that? Oh, yeah. These are basically the same movie, bruh. The Rock is the same character in both of these movies right here. And I was like, that's when I started to, like, kind of notice a little bit. I was like, hold on, bruh. What's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Because then, The Rock, like, okay, him and Jumanji, was alright. Him and Baywatch was also kind of alright. I'm not even a huge fan of him in Fast and Furious, but Fast and Furious has become such a non-Fast and Furious franchise to the point where, like, I don't even care anymore. Right? I just watch the movies just to see how outlandish they get at this point. But oh, I forgot they made a second movie to this Journey to the Center of the Earth. The first one wasn't that bad. Wait, The Rock wasn't in the first one? Oh my god. What do you mean he wasn't in the first one? Wait, what? Race to Witch Mountain, I low-key like this movie. I'm not gonna lie, I low-key like this. I low-key like this. And then Tooth Fairy was good. What happened? San Andreas, what is that? Oh, yeah, this movie too. This was another movie. Same movie. All the same thing, bro. They're all the same thing. I didn't even know he was in that. Oh, he was himself in this movie? Rock in a Hard Place? Oh, shit. I ain't know that. Oh, yeah. He was in this movie about Paige. Yeah. Bank Robber number 2. Yeah, we know that. Red 1? Upcoming Christmas action comedy? Oh, brother. Moana 2? Yeah, that's coming out this year too, I think. Once Upon a Studio. Live action crossover. What? I didn't know they had that. Interesting. Okay. Alright, my bad. Little tangent.
People have gotten tired of seeing him do the same old shit. Shortly after this drama, The Rock posted on Twitter confirming that a Black Adam sequel would not be happening. After a string of failed movies, leadership at DC Studios decided to revamp the universe, and a Black Adam sequel didn't make the cut. As well as The Rock, other famous actors were let go, including former Superman Henry Cavill.
Alright, now get into this.
Just a few months on from this, reports emerged revealing new information.
Okay, I was about to bring this up. Okay,
about The Rock's involvement with Black Adam. Allegedly, The Rock had interfered with a lot of the decisions behind the scenes.
Okay, that's fair
too. To have his character take over the DC extended universe. For background, in the comics, Black Adam is the arch enemy of Shazam, and Warner Brothers initially intended to make a movie featuring both characters. But after reading the
I want to say that might be like the best Rock
that
movie.
Warner Brothers separate them.
Tooth Fairy or The Game Plan, both of those are like really good movies, in my opinion, that The Rock has been in.
And give Black Adam his own movie. His reasoning was that having two origin stories in one movie would have less impact than if both characters had their own movie.
No, bro, because that's his, like, ego, bro. Bro, when has the villain had their own movie and it made sense, bro? Because they didn't make Venom the villain in his movie. Look at Morbius. They got a Craven movie coming out. I thought it already came out, but apparently it ain't dropped yet. Yeah, put your foot down.
And met in a sequel to Face Off. Warner Brothers accommodated his request and both projects moved ahead independently. However, problems arose when The Rock didn't make good on his promise to tie in Black Adam with Shazam. According to a March 2023 article by The Wrap, The Rock vetoed a planned post-credit scene in Black Adam, which would have seen Shazam recruited into the Justice Society of America. This scene was then repurposed and used in Shazam: Fury of the Gods, but The Rock didn't allow them to use any of the Justice Society members that appeared in Black Adam. He was doing everything in his power to separate Black Adam and Shazam, and instead went to great lengths to manufacture a storyline between Black Adam and Superman. Presumably, this is because The Rock saw Shazam as a second-tier character in the DCEU and wanted Black Adam to play a central part like Batman and Superman. The Wrap.
That is like the hugest ego of all time, bro. The Rock's like, nah. Black Adam ain't doing this, bro. I'm fighting I'm fighting Superman. Black Adam and Shazam, nah, forget their history. I'm going in like this. So dumb, bro.
Reported that then DC Films head Walter Hamada actually vetoed a cameo by Superman in Black Adam, but Dwayne went over his
because
head
it didn't
and
make
got
sense.
approval from Warner Brothers co-CEOs. He was trying to restructure the entire DC extended universe around him and Henry Cavill's Superman, but it all blew up in his face. After the Wrap article was published, Zachary Levi, who plays Shazam, openly supported it on an Instagram story, saying the truth shall set you free. Other factors also contributed to Warner Brothers cutting ties with The Rock, such as Dwayne pushing for producing credits on the animated film DC League of Super Pets, but then doing very little to promote it, and insisting on there being a bar featuring his tequila brand at the New York premiere of Black Adam, despite the film being rated PG-13. With all the
He's like, yeah, let me promote my brand for alcohol at a movie that's like made for 13-year-olds, bro. Yeah, real cool, bro.
he did behind the scenes.
And I'm no like huge advocate for that type of stuff. I honestly find it kind of weird whenever people are like, "Oh my God, gambling, you're something about kids," and it's like, dude, you don't give a fuck about kids, bro. You're bored and try to find some sort of moral compass to stand on. But that's neither here nor there. That's a whole different conversation.
And the film's poor performance, it's no surprise there won't be a sequel, but The Rock has since played the whole thing off as being down to a change in leadership.
You have people coming in who
I didn't know he talked about
creatively, fiscally are going to make decisions that you may not agree with philosophically. So I think Black Adam was one of those movies that got caught in that web of new leadership.
Following Black Adam, The Rock made an appearance in Fast X during a scene in the credits. This came as a surprise because back in 2021, he publicly said he wouldn't be returning to the franchise due to beef between him and Vin Diesel. Now they've apparently settled their differences.
Bro, because The Rock probably came in there and he wanted Fast and Furious to be about him. And Vin Diesel's like, hey, yo, gang, like, we're not doing that, bro. You know what
The Rock
I mean?
is set to star
That's
in the
not gonna
next
work
Fast
for me,
and
brother.
Furious movie.
So I am 100% confirming to you guys around the world that yes, it is true. Hobbs is back. Hobbs is back in the Fast and Furious franchise.
I somehow doubt this would be happening if Black Adam had worked out, but I guess we'll never know. One thing that can't be denied about The Rock is that he's a marketing machine. At this point, he has almost 400 million followers on Instagram, which is around 5% of all the people in the world. And he takes advantage of that by relentlessly promoting his businesses. From his energy drink brand, to his Under Armour clothing line, to his ice cream.
This energy drink is low-key kind of mid, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not really a huge fan of this one, bro. I tried it. The flavors don't taste like what they advertised as, bro. It's kind of like, it tastes empty. I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be healthy. I don't know. I didn't know he had an ice cream brand.
Company. The man is constantly selling something, but it's not just his businesses that he promotes. For years, The Rock has been selling the idea of him becoming the president of the United States. He's talked about it on talk shows, news channels, and
but it's not that insane considering that we had like Trump become president, and all I knew him from prior to that was like a TV show that he had.
Podcasts dating back as far as 2016.
You know, there's a national poll that just came out this past week. And
by real news channels. Yeah.
Like real news channels, real national poll that brought together Republicans and Democrats and saying that I would beat Donald Trump if we had an election today.
More recently, in early April 2021, he shared another poll on Instagram and Twitter in which 46% of Americans said they'd support him if he ran for president. He said, "Not sure our founding fathers ever envisioned a 6'4", bold, tattooed, half black, half Samoan, tequila drinking, pickup truck driving, fanny pack wearing guy joining their club. But if it ever happens, it'd be my honor to serve the people." In interviews, The Rock would often frame running for office like a duty or responsibility he'd take on for the people, not as something he'd necessarily choose for himself.
If this is what the people want, then I will do that.
But when you see things like him releasing his own TV show where he plays himself running for president, it makes it look like it's something he wants for himself. What better accolade than becoming the leader of your country, right?
Are y'all voting for The Rock as president?
The Rock doesn't strike me as someone who would do well in a position like that. For one, he has no record of public service, so he'd be out of his depth from a technical standpoint. But I'd also argue he just doesn't have the temperament.
I hand you a drink, you drink it.
The Rock comes across like a guy.
I don't know what you would have done to that. I don't know what you would have done to that drink. Nah, I'm not drinking that if you hand me no drink.
Wants to be liked by everyone. He rarely says or does anything that might be divisive, and whenever he does, he immediately backpedals and apologizes. Take the recent controversy surrounding the Maui wildfires. The Rock partnered with Oprah to create a fund to support the people impacted by the deadly fires. They started the campaign putting in $5 million each from their own pockets, and made a video inviting others to donate to the cause.
We have created the People's Fund of Maui, that will put money directly in the hands of the people who need it right now.
Why he has his hand on her shoulder like that? I don't know, something about that just like, I don't know. Yeah. Me personally,
so
that just look weird, bro.
Just click where you see below and send a donation. That money is going to go to one of many.
How old is Oprah? Shit. Bruh. She's 70? Jeez.
Residents who have been displaced in Maui.
They were doing a good deed, so neither of them anticipated what would come next. In response to the video, they got a torrent of backlash, with people commenting things like, "This is so ironic. A billionaire and a millionaire asking you to donate your money. Math ain't mathing with this one. You guys literally have so much money. You can donate it and make it back within a year." Oprah did an interview where she pushed back on these comments, saying, "All the online conversations, being slammed, lies, conspiracy theories, really took the focus off of what was the most important thing, and that was the people of Maui." Whereas The Rock took the opposite approach.
I was about to say, I kind of agree with Oprah's take on here, but, oh brother, hopefully The Rock doesn't piss me off here.
When we first launched the fund, there was some backlash that came with launching the fund.
But why do I feel like this nigga wearing these glasses and he don't actually need them, bro? Something tell me he just wearing some random glasses he just found at the dollar store or something, bro. You know how they got them glasses at the front of the store, bro? And like anybody just put them shits on, bro? Why does that feel like, you know what I'm saying? Why do I feel like he actually don't need these and he wearing these just to feel smart?
And I want to address and acknowledge that backlash right now. And here's what I have to say about that.
Facts.
I get it, and I completely understand. And I could have been better. And next time I will be better.
He went on to sympathize with people living paycheck to paycheck who may have been offended by his request for donation. You might respect how he handled this or think he was being soft, but either way, it shows The Rock really doesn't like appearing like the bad guy, at least not publicly, and there are other examples of him handling situations in the same way. Recently, Dwayne has been doing the rounds on different shows, speaking about how he was approached by political parties at the end of 2022 that encouraged him to run for president.
I got a visit from the parties asking me if I was going to run and if I could run.
Wow.
And it was a big deal, and it came out of the blue.
Wow.
And it was one after the other. And they brought up that poll. They also brought up their own.
No, another interesting thing. I don't know if they're going to talk about it in this video. I don't think so. But, oh, maybe. Whenever The Rock was on Joe Rogan's podcast, bro, he literally, like, he was given, like, really short responses to stuff, and everything he was talking about was like an ad or something. Like it was either like promoting his own like life basically, or like something benefiting him. Like it wasn't necessarily like, because you know how podcasts, they just be yapping about anything, bro. I ain't gonna lie, they be talking about anything, but it didn't really seem like he was trying to talk about just about anything. It just was like a weird like thing. If he changes his words, take back stuff the second he gets any backlash. True, actually, true.
own
True,
deep dive,
true.
research and
Yeah.
data that would prove, should I ever decide to go down that road,
You
that
would be a real contender.
yeah.
But because he's currently focused on raising his young family,
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and I heard Trevor Noah's voice. That shit scared me.
he decided to put it off. Without a doubt, as president, The Rock wouldn't be able to please everyone. And I'd say a
facts.
significant percentage of the population would inevitably end up disliking him.
I wonder if he has like anybody in his like personal circle of people that he talks to at least once or maybe a couple times a week. Anybody that is like actually talking to this nigga for real. Like, yo, bro, you gotta chill with this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, talk to, like, say the real shit to this thing. I wonder if he has anybody really doing that, or he's just surrounded by a bunch of yes men, bruh.
He'd be forced to take stances on polarizing issues, something he currently avoids like the plague. And in doing so, he'd alienate people who hold different
Abortion, immigration, gun laws, war.
beliefs. One of, if not the only time we've seen him stick his neck out was when he endorsed Joe Biden during the 2020 presidential election. This took a lot of people by surprise and likely made a big impact on Biden's campaign. But during a recent appearance on the Joe...
Honestly, the best way to get around that, bro, offend everybody. If you offend everybody in the room unapologetically, then nobody can get offended.
Patrick
They'll just be like, oh, okay, that's how I normally is.
Rock on his podcast.
And the way he was talking about running for office, you know, a lot of my friends on both sides, it's kind of surreal. How did I go from being a regular guy to now people are asking me to run for office and all this stuff? It's very surreal. It's very surreal. No, it's not surreal, Rock. DJ, you got a couple 100 million followers, man. You're the most recognizable face on earth. I think he was 57% of people worldwide recognize his face.
Of course.
Minus like a couple countries. He's got the highest rating. But brother, if you want to go in this space, you have to take a position. You do. Vanilla's not going to get you into the White House. So, a lot of things that people were talking to him about, they're like, well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, right? It was like either he does or he doesn't want to give his opinions on it. To me, he doesn't give me the feeling of a guy that doesn't know about that. I get the vibes from Rock that he knows. He knows enough to have an opinion on it, and he's logical enough to take a position. But does he want to? That's the question.
Yeah, I want to say nah because he wants everybody to say yes to him regardless.
Given how concerned
he doesn't want to make anybody upset because then that's bad for the brand and then he's gonna lose money with the tequila and the energy drinks and
his public image, there may be some truth to this. Overall, I think the universal love for The Rock has started to falter recently. He's being called out more and more often, and rightly so. With the dishonesty around his physique, all the controversies surrounding Black Adam, and his transformation into a walking, talking advertisement, it doesn't come as a surprise that a lot of people don't look at him the way they once did.
Walking, talking advertisement is a great way to put that. It's a great way to put that. I like your channel. Tell us more. I like that. I like your voice. I like your style of videos. So used to getting in his own ways. Ego is far bigger than his personality, most of the popularity. Facts. Long enough to become a villain. That's a fact too, bruh. That's a fact too. This is a really good video though, bro.